Wauwatosa mom says the school district brushed off her warnings about a teacher and blocked her from getting information about what happened to her daughter.
A few months later, another student got hurt. Here's Fox 6 investigator Amanda St. Hilaire.
It takes maybe 2 seconds to realize you would do anything to protect your child.
Once you know her, you love her.
It did not take much longer.
If I don't advocate for my daughter, who will?
For Kim's story to realize protecting Kitty.
She has Down syndrome. We're going to begin the process of having her screened for autism.
Is not a one-person job.
Wauwatosa schools are phenomenal. The teachers, the staff, the aides, therapists, we couldn't ask for better people.
That's why Kim says she never thought she'd be talking to the news.
I have to do the right thing.
About her daughter's 6th grade substitute teacher, Glenn Fink.
I came and picked her up from school. He delivered her to me and said to me that she had a bad day. She's very stubborn. And I pretty much was like, oh, okay, you know? And that's all he said.
Kitty said more.
She goes, Mommy, owies, owies, owies. She had red marks all over her hand, her wrist, and her arm. And I said, baby, what happened? She goes, Mr. Fink hurt Kitty, owies.
Kim got on the phone, but could not get answers.
The next day, the principal called me.
Kim learned her daughter ran away from Fink and into the boys' locker room. He dragged her out. A school aide told police that days later, Kitty still had bruises. Bruises she would grab when she saw Fink in the hallway.
Don't know how far he dragged her. I know that he left marks on her. And I know that he didn't tell me this when I picked her up from school. And I know he didn't report it to anybody else.
School district emails show this was the beginning of a battle. First, the principal emails the special education supervisor, saying Kim does not want Fink near her daughter. The reply? It sounds like this was a case of inappropriate restraint, but typically, we don't let parents decide who will or won't work with their child. 3 months later,
I'm dropping Kitty off at school, and who do I see walking into the school with Kitty on one side and a nonverbal student on the other side? Glenn Fink. I reached out to anybody and everybody in the district who I could talk to.
Only then, months after the fact, is there documentation of a conversation with Fink about the expectation that he not touch students. The decision? He can no longer work in Kitty's school. The HR director described Fink as very gracious. After all, he was just moved to other buildings, still allowed to work with other students.
I don't understand why you're trying to protect this man who hurt my daughter.
Just 5 months later, one of those other students got hurt. Police and school district records say a special education assistant saw Fink put a 12-year-old in a chokehold, twist his arm, and say, "There is no one here to see it." This student also had a disability. The school district says Fink admitted to getting physical, complaining the student would not cooperate.
Unfortunately, there was really nothing they could do to prevent this incident from happening to my child, but there's no way it should have happened to another child after my child.
I said no comment.
This time, Fink was charged with felony child abuse.
No comment.
Fink did not want to talk at first.
No comment.
Why don't you want to talk about it?
I will after court.
After this court hearing?
Yes.
Okay, so you'll come out here and you'll talk to us about
I will
this?
be more than happy to.
Not so happy, Fink's attorney.
We're not talking about it.
When do you think you will be able to talk about it?
Fink and Wauwatosa School District went their separate ways. But Kim still questions why the problem did not stop with her daughter.
They just stonewall me on everything.
In fact, she still has questions about what happened to her daughter.
He said, well, you're going to have to go ahead and file an open records request. So I did.
Superintendent Phil Ertl denied the very request he told Kim to file, saying giving her reports about how her daughter got hurt and Glenn Fink's disciplinary records would lead to loss of morale.
Is morale more important than transparency?
Student safety is probably the most important thing that we focus on and continually work toward that end. Transparency is how we operate as a school district.
But in that case, you weren't giving a parent information about what happened to her daughter.
We released all information that, according to open records law, that we should be releasing.
Here's what the school district kept from Kim, but later admitted to us. The records don't exist. No discipline for Glenn Fink. No documentation of an investigation after Kitty got hurt. Not even a write-up about what happened. No attempt to separate Fink from students until someone else got hurt.
We just get so many calls from parents on this issue.
Disability Rights Wisconsin points to state law. School staff can only restrain students, drag, grab, carry, anything preventing them from moving freely, if there's an active risk to physical safety.
It's just so traumatizing to children when this really goes wrong or goes unchecked.
That's why the law requires documentation. The same documentation Wauwatosa does not have about how Kim's daughter got her bruises.
Did the school district follow the law in that case?
Superintendent Phil Ertl let us ask our questions.
If there's a situation that results in restraint or seclusion, we make sure that it is documented and recorded according to DPI regulations and state law.
He just didn't answer them.
Why was he able to continue working with students after that?
Unfortunately, I can't comment on specific incidents.
How do you do an investigation without documentation?
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't get into the specific situation.
Can you understand why that might frustrate a parent?
Yeah, I can't speak to what would frustrate a parent.
Here's what he did say.
We take safety seriously. We take it extremely seriously. We take it seriously. We do follow all of our policies. I feel very confident that we follow all of our policies. There's no reason to believe that we don't follow those.
But we can't verify that if you won't give us information.
Silence
It's scary.
would have been a lot easier for this family.
It's a scary situation to stand up and say this happened.
But Kim's story wants her story to push the school district she loves to protect students like Kitty.
Sometimes you have to do the scary thing because it's what's right.
We did find school district emails from people saying they had good experiences with Glenn Fink. But advocates say even one case of inappropriate restraint can traumatize a child, especially a child with a disability. Right now, the Department of Public Instruction lists Fink's teaching license status as under investigation, and he has pled not guilty to the child abuse charge.
Something tells me I know what the answer to this is going to be, but did the school district ever discipline Fink for what happened to Kitty or for that second student who got hurt?
Well, that's the question we asked the superintendent, and he would not answer it. But when we asked for the public records about Fink's discipline, the district said there are none, just that one email saying Fink and the district went their separate ways in June.
So Amanda, Kim had a lot of trouble getting information about what happened to her daughter, no paper trail. Is there anything that people can do if they're in that situation?
There is. Disability Rights Wisconsin does help parents with that, and there's also a new push to change Wisconsin laws requiring school districts to give parents this information even if they do not ask for it. We do have those details on our website, fox6now.com.
Boy, you guys really dug deep on this one. Good job.
We did, and there's still more to do.
You bet.
Oh, thank you.